Got this. Okay, I see. Live once again. Setting up the camera. Don't mind me, just a good old Mandalorian trying to go live for my friends in YouTube or my bounties on YouTube. How's everybody doing today? Just into the Sarlacc with another live stream coming at you live on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, trying to gather some collectors here. We're going to be talking about collecting, everything collecting. I want to hear what you guys have to say. And yes, I will be wearing this Mandalorian helmet, distance or not distance, but protect you guys from all this. Um, so, how are you guys doing today? Thank you to viewers that are watching right now into Sarlacc's collection edition. So I want to hear what you guys. I thought that was actually really wonderful that he did that. If you guys don't follow Hello Greedo, you definitely should. He's really entertaining. He's a YouTuber. As you may know, he wears a stormtrooper helmet. I'm not trying to rip him off by no means, but I just thought it was really funny the way he does his his videos. And so yeah, this is all about collecting. Let's talk more about how you started collecting, how you've been doing with your collection. I'm just trying to see if this is on, or if you guys have been collect. I know with all this going on worldwide, I stopped collecting a little bit. I don't go to the stores anymore to see what I can find. I used to, but I stopped a few months back when all this hit. But yeah, I want to hear what you guys have to say. I mean, go ahead and leave me some comments or whatnot. Hello there. Oh, look at who's in the chat. Obi-Wan Kenobi, my nemesis, actually. Hello there, Obi-Wan. Greetings, my friend. So, as I was saying, collecting. Yes, Scully's in the house. The house of thrillers. Scully, how you doing, my man? Good to see you. I was on your last video, man. Pretty good. So as I was saying, collecting's been around. As us Star Wars fans, that's right. Ooh, us Star Wars fans, we know it's a great part of the fanboys. Star Wars, whatever, is a great deal for us. Just like a lot of fans go see some sports, just like some fans go see some baseball games. Us Star Wars fans, we have movies, we have other fanatics that really enjoy Star Wars. And Star Wars collecting has been around since exactly 1978, when Kenner bought the license, or they were given the license, they were given the okay to start selling the Star Wars toys. That's when everything. People in the 70s didn't know. When I watched this solely to do this live stream because I wanted to get a little bit more information, or be the background behind collecting, the background behind the fandom, and it's really simple. We love what makes those plastic 3 3/4 figures. What makes them so special? Why are they so expensive now? Why do we go crazy when they see them? I know for me, I personally don't really follow sports or like sports, but when I collect or when I have something that I like, such as a Star Wars figure, I go nuts over it. Simple as that. And ever since I can remember, when I was young, when the 1990 release of the special edition movies came out, I could say that was my first collection. I would watch those movies, I think, almost every day or every weekend, of what I can remember. So that was my actual first collection. I have the original Star Wars movies poster frame on the wall. Says Scully. That is so cool, man. Which movie? A New Hope. That's so cool. I wish I had something from the 70s. Sadly, I was never too much into, or I couldn't find anything And I was not willing to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars of on Star Wars memorabilia, even though I mean I'm a big Star Wars fan, but still I didn't want to go ahead and spend that kind of cash. But man, that posters, man, those go for, if they're signed, they go for $1,000, man, more than $1,000, which is crazy. The amount of money that people are willing to spend on that. But again, it's the Phantom of Star Wars. So that's pretty cool. For my personal collection, I collect figures. That's my deal. I like doing that more than anything. I mean, I have a few stuff like mugs. I also have shirts. I collect shirts. I have over 10 or maybe 20 shirts. Oh, valuable. Yeah, everything Star Wars from the 70s is so valuable, man. There's so many rare items out there that are really hard to find. Oh, I mean, it comes with it, you know, a little slight sun bleaching. Um, so yeah, I mean, like I said, my collection started with those VHS tapes, and when that came out in 90, well, I believe it was 95, 96. Um, that was where my obsession came, and when that happened, my world was turned upside down because I said, why is it that I like this? Why is it that these VHS tapes bring me so much joy? I would hold them like this and just, I don't want anybody else to touch them. I didn't want anybody else to, like, to hold them. And I don't know why. Why I was so obsessed with uh hey, thank you, Scully. Yeah, D would definitely love my helmet, man. He's really into collecting. He's really into. I'm not sure if he collects figures, but he showed me his helmet, and I thought it was really cool. And yeah, this thing is really well made. I like it. So yeah, back to collecting. So in 95, 96, I was like what, 5, 6 years old. Yeah, I was 5 or 6 years old. Already obsessed with collecting. Hmm. So, and when that happened, when I realized, man, these are really like, they're awesome VHS tapes. They're gold. I mean, what else can I collect? And that's where obviously I was a kid. I was a little kid, so seeing the Star Wars for the first time, yeah, I'm a young guy. Well, I think I am. So, as I was saying, I started buying all those toys. I started buying the 3 and 3/4 inch toys, which to me were my world, were my that's where my actual collection started, just by um, seeing those movies. And let's fast forward to today's time. I started collecting. Recently, started collecting the Black Series 6 inch figures. Those are cool, but they become expensive if you buy a lot of them. I have a bunch of them. I wish I could bring them out and just show each of every single one of them. I'm pretty sure there's some that are gonna like seeing that, but oh man, you know what? I'm gonna have to take this off because it's getting really hot. But once I take it off, I'm never gonna be able to put this back again. That is the rule of the Mandalo. But you're gonna see right now that it's really hot under here, and I'm probably gonna lose some viewers as soon as I take this off. But I just wanted to prove a point. This is my collection right here. Um, this is one of the things that I have like in display. But here goes. Hello, everybody. I can never put on that helmet again. Whew, that was absolutely. Let me show this. Really hot. Hello, everybody. If you're just joining me, go ahead and let me know that you're in the chat. We're talking about collecting. This is my Mandalorian helmet made off of ricin. It's really hard material. This is what I'm talking about when I say I am obsessed with the Mandalorian. So, back to how I started collecting. Fast forward to 2005, 2006, when Revenge of the Sith came out. How much it cost, says Dan. Yeah. This was $120. I bought it off a friend. He owns a comic shop, well, a toy shop. Okay. Yeah, it's really hot in here, man. I have an AC unit out in the living room, but I'm in my room, and it's not. I mean, wearing that for more than 5 minutes is gonna be really hot. So, yeah, collecting, man. Collecting back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. That's where I really got serious about it. I started collecting right after Revenge of the Sith came out, because if you guys remember, Power of the Force was a big deal in the late 90s to early 2000s, and they weren't that expensive to collect. They were like $10 a pop, which to me was great because I would get my parents to take me to Toys R Us and be like, I want that Yoda, I want that R2D2. They look so cool, and I've always had, my love will always be for the 3 and 3/4 inch. Hey, see you, Scully. Thanks for stopping by, man. Take care. I'll be seeing you in another video. So going back to the 3 3/4, that was and afterwards I started collecting more Revenge of the Sith figures, Dark Side Anakin, Obi-Wan, R2D2, and that's where I started almost every week. I thank my parents because they were willing to buy me this stuff. Well, not everything I wanted, but just moderately. I would go and just pick some figures and just started collecting. And soon after, I started putting them on my shelf, and I couldn't fit anymore. Hopefully, in another future video, I'll show you guys my little collection. I'll set that aside. That's one of my ideas. But everything, yeah. Maddox Morley says Star Wars is the best. That is right, my friend. Star Wars is the best. That's why I'm dedicated to doing these videos. I love Star Wars, everything Star Wars. I'm a special edition release fan. That was my first experience with Star Wars. And collecting. We're talking about collecting today. So going back to the Revenge of the Sith toys, that was my absolutely first experience with actual, because I was, Revenge of the Sith, I was like 12, 13 years old. So thanks for the hearts, man. I was 12, 13, maybe 14 years old back in 2005. Yeah, I was 13 years old. So let me set this up because it's kind of falling. Okay, and I want to show off my Darth Vader and Stormtrooper back there. So going back to the Revenge of the Sith toys, I have a whole shelf dedicated. One shelf for Revenge of the Sith, one shelf for Attack of the Clones, and I have a few items here that I'm going to show off, but I'm going to lead up to that. So yeah, that was my first experience with 5 months ago, before all this situation with the virus hit. I went to the comic store over there in San Diego, and I saw a bunch of Power of the Force toys. They were selling for $10, $15, and I wanted to start collecting those again, but right now I'm heavily into the Black Series figures. The Black Series figures are, and the thinking of the vintage collection. I've been a collector most of my life, but I recently started collecting my own. Were these four. We got the Clone Wars, Stormtrooper, Remnant Trooper. We got Cara Dune, and the Mandalorian. These were my first, the vintage collection figure. I know, pretty hard to believe. A Star Wars fan that's a collector. Meta says that's so cool. Yeah, man. This is my first actual, like, the vintage collection figures, and luckily I found them at Walmart a week before their initial release. I guess a Walmart associate put them out in the pegs, and they didn't know they weren't supposed to be released, and I just happened to go to Walmart because I heard of the news that they were going to be released, and I said I'm gonna go out because I'm a hunter like that. I go if I go toy collecting, I'll I'll do my research and I'll try to find out where are they going to be, if they're going to be an exclusive, Target exclusive, if they're going to be Walmart exclusive, Hot Topic, and I'll do my research and I'll go. If I have to go every day, I'm that obsessed with my collection. If I have to go every day, I'll go. I'll go, and sure enough, I went to Walmart. I went. Funny story. I live in a really small county. There's only a total of 3 Walmarts. So I went to the furthest Walmart from my town, and then I went to one that's like 30 miles. Nothing. The one, well, the furthest from me, nothing. Find anything. The one that is kind of close to me, also, I couldn't find anything. And funny thing is, my hometown store, my hometown Walmart, that's where I found the 4 figures just that I saw, and he was looking at them. And dude, he has. This was what I was originally trying to look at or trying to find, which is crazy how I was able to find them because there was only 2 left, and he got one of them. I got this one. Oh, everything's fine, guys. The cardboard or the card is fine. Is yeah, I'm not trying to sell them by any means, but I heard and I know that if they're slightly bent, I guess their value goes down, and I know that, but I'm not that exaggerated with my stuff. But still, it's nice to keep them in mint shape. So anyway, that was my first experience with the vintage collection, and I'm also a Funko Pop collector. I collect a little bit of well, I have a lot of Funkos. My first Funko Pop was Boba Fett. It's like they were waiting for you. I know. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, they were waiting for me there, so I was happy to see them there. And that's I have. Those are the first the vintage collection I bought, and ever since I haven't really gone and shopped and looked because obviously because of the situation going on. But I collect the Black Series figures. I like those too. And my first, another funny story, at least funny to me, my actual first the Black Series figure was, where was it? Grand Admiral Thrawn. I found him in Walmart. He was the only Black Series figure hanging on a peg. And I thought, I've always liked Grand Admiral Thrawn ever since he appeared in Rebels. So he's in his white, crisp uniform. If you don't know who Grand Admiral Thrawn is, he's the one with the blue face, really menacing. He's a amazing character, and I like him very much. So when I saw the Black Series figure hanging on the wall, I was gonna start my Black Series figure. I've never been too much of a 6-inch collector, 6-inch figure collector, but I was gonna give it a try. So I bought it. It was like 20. I don't know why it was like $25. They usually go for like retail price $20, $19.99, but it was $25. I don't know if it was a mistake. So I got it, thought nothing of it, and brought it home. But at that time, I was collecting comics. Like I went from comics to figures again. So when I bought that, I was looking at it, and in my mind, there a lot. I think a lot about a lot of things before buying them. So when I bought that figure, I said, okay, I'm not just gonna have this one figure hanging on my wall or on the shelf. I'm gonna buy way more. So if I'm gonna buy way more figures, either I'm gonna go with prequel era or I'm gonna go with the original trilogy, because I'm OCD like that. I need to have a certain era of Star Wars if I'm gonna collect anything. Like right now, I have only original trilogy figures on a shelf and prequel trilogy on another shelf, and I want to keep it that way. At least in my mind, I was thinking like that. So when I bought Grand Admiral Thrawn, there wasn't really any Rebels figures. There was no, what's that one called? I forgot the name of the Ghost Crew. Oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be a Rebels fan and I forgot the name of them. Um, anyway, so there was no really any Rebels figures. So I looked at it. I kept it for about a day or two, and I did the worst thing I could possibly have done, which is return it because I felt so bad for buying it because I didn't collect Black Series. I didn't collect 6 inch. And I said, why am I going to keep it here? Maybe somebody else that really collects them or that really wants it could have it. I'm going to go back and return it because I'm not going to buy these. I'm not going to keep them. So I did what any good person would do. I returned it, got my $25 back, and I said, "Oh, it's a good investment." Or it's not that it's a good investment, but I said it's not for me. The Black Series figure is not for me. So I returned it, never looked back, and said, "Oh well." A couple of months later, I put out and bought my first. This was in 2000. This was actually last year when Mandalorian came out. Because my next official figure that this time I did keep was the Mandalorian carbonized figure from Target. Oh my! Now that was a figure that I was really like, okay, I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna look for this figure because I saw it. They posted it on Instagram. I think who was it that somebody posted it on Instagram? They leaked it, and I said I really want that figure because if you know what the carbonized Mandalorian figure looks like, it's a golden shiny box with a golden or with a shiny surface on the figure. It's not like any other 6 inch figure I've seen. So when I saw that and I saw the release date and it was going to be a Target exclusive, I made it into a mission. I went to Target. I believe it was like, well, Mandalorian released in November of last year. I went in November or December. I'm not too sure. I'm trying to remember. But I went to Target. I woke up at 6 in the morning, and Target opens at 8. My butt was waiting outside of Target at 6:45, 6:50. There was 4 other dudes, which I thought was great because I thought I was going to be the only one. So I was waiting there for almost an hour because they didn't let us in until like 7:55, 5 minutes till the store opened. And I thought it was great that there were other collectors there from the small valley that I live in, and I went, and sure enough, Target did not have any Black Series figure in stock. They didn't have the Mandalorian figures that they were supposed to release that day, and I was so disappointed because I mean that was like one of my first actual like obsession of like going and collecting and going to the store. Excuse me, and just trying to like I wasn't gonna fight anybody, but I was planning on just getting that and getting out of there because who wakes up at 6 in the morning for a figure? That's me. If I'm I consider myself a true collector, even though I don't really collect much anymore. But that was a great experience because I talked to everybody there. I'll talk to the guys that were sitting outside, and I was listening into their collection or what they have about their collection. I thought it was really interesting because one of the guys was like 40 years old, and I thought it was cool. I thought maybe others think it's geeky, but I think it's really interesting that and this guy had like from the original release, which was like back in 2013, the original 6 inch figures, Luke, R2D2, Stormtrooper, I believe, and I think a Chewbacca. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there was only like 4 figures released in 2013, and the Black Series then became so popular. Now everybody's trying to get their hands on a Clone Commander Cody, which is going for like $200 online. It's insane how much collecting is now. So anyway, so that was my first official the Black Series figure that I did not return because I thought it was so amazing that box looked so shiny. I have it here, but I'll like to show you guys. But I just want to continue talking. Anyway, So that was my first the Black Series figure. Now my next obsession. Now that I'm talking about a lot about figures, I want to go more into like comic books. I've always been a comic book reader. When I was a kid, I used to read a lot of comics, but I didn't really get into them until when I was 21, 22 years old because, well, it's not that I didn't like to read. From a comic book, they have a lot of variations. So I was a guy that really like read something and didn't really obtain it. So I wouldn't read that much. I would play more video games or I would play sports or whatever. But when I got older, I learned to value like comic books. I learned to just follow this chronological storylines of comics. So that's where now I started collecting comics. This was back in 2014. My first Star Wars book, even though my first Star Wars book wasn't until like 2015 when the Darth Vader comics came out. So uh, I got a chunk full of comics there in two boxes. I don't plan on getting rid of them. I have them there because I like seeing all the complete set of the Darth Vader 2015 release of the Marvel um, comics. Yeah, I mean, I like comics, but as much as figures. That's why I collect a little bit more figures. Um, let's see. What else was I gonna mention? I wish I would have done some little bit of notes just to be a little bit more prepared, but I like doing all these little random live streams. But this one I try to be a little bit more prepared, simply because it's I'm trying to get a little bit more practice. But I appreciate you guys are watching right now. I think it means a lot to me. Go ahead and watching out there. That goes a long way. So going back to collecting, this I know you guys probably like. Hey, thank you, Vanessa. Thank you. It's a little bit hot in here, but anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday. It's also interesting and educational, says Vanessa. Thank you. I didn't think I was too educational, or I don't think I was being a little bit like, put it on, put the helmet. I can never put on this helmet on again. I can never have this on ever again. I took it off. Rules of Mandalore means I cannot put this on. But you know what? For the sake of you guys that are watching out there, I'm going to put it on again. Don't mind my messy hair or my unwashed face. I don't know why I said that, but hello there. The rules of the Mandalore. So, I actually bought an amazing set of Mandalorian set to wear all over my arms, to wear all over my legs from Wicked Studios on Facebook. Those guys have an amazing set of Mandalorian armor. I think you guys should go check them out. I plan on wearing those as soon as I get them. I'm gonna put them on, and I'm gonna as the Mandalorian. So, pretty good helmet. I'm gonna take these off just to. There you go. Pretty good looking helmet. So yeah. Can you guys hear me? I'm not too sure if you guys can hear me, but yeah, really hard to talk on this in this helmet. Cool. We're going on for almost 31 minutes. So, well, thank you. You know what? Yeah, as soon as I get those sets, I am gonna put them on. Oh, but for now, I'm gonna have to settle with this mask. But anyway, yeah, that was my little rant about collecting. I wish I could talk a little bit more, but I mean, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot about collecting your figures, a lot about figures. But for today's episode, well, I'm gonna do another video in future videos, and I'm gonna rate the Black Series figures that are coming out, because those are amazing. Now that the Mandalorian figure is coming out with his Beskar armor, I'm definitely gonna try to find that. So as soon as I do, I'm gonna let you guys know by putting out a video, and I'm gonna review it, because that's something I want to get my hands on, because it looks amazing. If you guys haven't seen them, search them. Go ahead and search the Black Series collection figures. Those are amazing. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's live stream, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And again, thank you for the like. Go ahead and give me this. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe already. I'm going to be doing a little bit more live streams in the future. So thank you so much for watching. See you guys in next week's video transmission. Have a great Sunday.